Hi everyone, welcome back to Ultramad Glen. 4 weeks today. I will be standing at the start line of the Delirious West 200 miler for the third time. It is going to be totally different than the other two races. One I picked up an injury, struggled through, made it to the end. The second one I struggled through to the end, and a big time difference of 22 hours, 70, just under 78 hours, just over on the official clock, just under a minute. So I've been asked by the Running Lumberjack to put together a video showing what my planning and my thinking is for the next 4 weeks. Mine started whenever I realised I was running the race and had to get my fitness back quickly. So at that stage what I done was I sat down, guesstimated what fitness levels I could get back in the first few weeks. They were very low volume, 60, 70, 80k a week. And then I had given myself that extra week recovery on my 4th week like I always do. From then I built up at a steady rate again up until last week, where I had clocked up 170k for the week. The week before I think it was about 158 or something like that. It should have been 160, and the week before that it was about 150. So again, this week now that I'm currently in is my recovery week. But basically the 4 weeks left to the race from today is going to involve finishing off this week of the rest week, which my week runs till Monday. Then I jump in with 2 more high weeks, and on the programme I have 170 and 180k. So after my rest week I always jump back into the same volume I had done before the rest week, and then I try building on it again. 2 weeks of building, that gives me after my rest week, which then gives me 2 weeks tapering. So 180k is quite ambitious for me, that last week of the build. Then I kind of drop to 110k the following week, so a week out from the race. 10 days out from the race I'm doing 110k. The week before I'm only doing about 50 to 60, and then obviously I've got 3 days build up into the race, which is going to be all kind of low volume, 5k here, 2k there, that type of thing. That's how I build up my race plan in the last 4 weeks. That's what I'm currently thinking in my head at the moment. A few other things that I need to sort out in them last 4 weeks, and certainly if you're planning to do the race, these are things that you want to be thinking of for whatever race you're doing. You want to be thinking of making sure you've got your nutrition now ordered, now in the house, so you're not stressing out coming closer to the time, whatever nutrition you're going to be using for the race. I'm sure if you're like myself, you have everything used up and you're coming to the last few weeks, you're like, oh shit, running around at the last minute getting nutrition. Let's avoid that, let's get it in early. Maybe possibly if you need to change the running shoes, you have wore out your shoes and you're wanting to have a new pair just broke in before the race, it's always a good idea to get them that kind of 4 or 5 weeks out from the race, have a couple of longer runs in them, and then they're ready to go for race day. Other things, accommodation, any accommodation plans you need to finalise. Should be time we are sitting down with your pacers, like I am this morning, Jonathan, and having that conversation on the race strategy, how you're thinking the race is going to go, how you visualize the race going through your plan, if you have it, your sleep strategy, your nutrition strategy, all them things. The more that you can get sorted in them last 4 weeks early, the more stress free it's going to be whenever you come to race week. Because really what my last week looks like is very much, I will be working up until the Monday, so I'm only off the Tuesday. The race starts on the Wednesday. As relatively stress-free as you can make it. Certainly the urge for somebody like me that hasn't trained well is to train right up until the last minute. Interesting. Who hasn't had the best of a build-up or the longest of a build-up? And that can be the same for anybody returning to injury. They try and just push it straight to the end. I look back on my goal, it was to get to the start line in a position where I felt I could finish the race. As the weeks have went on, 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago now. I have certainly had a good consistent 9 weeks training. I feel a lot more fitter and ready to start the race, and I'm really looking forward to getting there. So I have to remind myself of, is it really worth pushing the extra few Ks them last 2 weeks? And it's not. For me, I know even this week with the recovery from even the 170k last week, that is taking a little bit more time than just a week to recover. So that's why I've left myself the 2 weeks. Now if it's your first Delirious West or your first 200-mile race, I strongly recommend thinking of a 3 or a 4 week taper, especially if you've clocked up big volume within the 12 months before the race. The like of 3 to 5,000 Ks, I'd be recommending that you take from 3 to 4 weeks to give yourself that recovery, and especially if you're going in with an injury. As usual, I really hope that this has made some sense. Somebody's got something from it. It's the only reason I do these videos. If at all there's anything else you want clarification on or a video on, please just drop me a comment below. As usual, hit the like and the subscribe button if you haven't already, and thanks for watching. To the next one.